Growing up, I wanted to be involved in everything that goes on in the streets, you know? 15, we started smoking weed and drinking beer and just hanging out in the corners. But basically, all my background is not violent. All my background is drugs. I did about 13 and a half years in jail. I just came home in '99, and I started doing the same thing all over again.
Over and over again. Over and over again. Someone showed me crack, and I started smoking crack. I got arrested about 34 times, mostly due to drugs.
Those people were rotated through the system again and again, and nobody ever took a look at why. If we can get them the right resources, there is no reason why they can't break this cycle.
We know that locking people up and expecting them to be rehabilitated is not going to work. ATI, Alternatives to Incarceration. Anything that is an alternative to the institutional incarceration is what we're talking about when we talk about ATI.
I have two boys, by the way. I was never there for them, or I was there physically, but not emotionally, because I was always under the influence, you know, or they would catch me nodding on the couch.
I used to cut class and hang out with the boys and smoke weed and do all that crazy shit, you know? And then I used to know that at 6, 7 o'clock, he was out cold. So I used to wait for that, unplug the phone because my principals used to call, but he was so gone that he didn't know.
Every time I went back upstate, it was like I would tell their mother, listen, you do what you gotta do, and you know, you gotta support for my kids. I can't do nothing from you from upstate. My father was a user, he was also a user. I walked into church one day and he was crying on the pulpit. I mean, literally crying. And then he broke it down, you know what I'm saying? That he seen a mirror, an image in a mirror. And he was living, you know, through me, what he had done. My oldest went through a stint, you know, started dealing drugs, wanted to be a, you know, big time dealer.
Because I was like, you know what, fuck it, if he did it, he can't really tell me much about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was cool for him to do it, why can't it be cool for me to do it? I did it for quite some time.
I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. My mother was an alcoholic. My father left when I was 4. When I came out here, I had a nice car, you know what I mean? I had all this other stuff, and then I just faded away. Everything just faded away. I lost everything that I had and loved, and I was homeless. You know, I was homeless a lot, a long time. I kept in no contact with anybody. I was on a mission to die. I was. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to die.
I had caught another case, and they were offering me 5 years to 10. I kind of like stepped back and looked at my life for a minute.
There is a choice, and as a judge I have a choice, the prosecutor has a choice. I can easily say, we're going to give up on this individual and we're going to do what we've done 20 times before and put him in jail. My goal is to do much more than get him out of my courtroom today. My goal is to see if we can actually resolve the underlying issue.
The courts gave me the opportunity to do a program, Alternative to Incarceration, which was Samaritan Village.
Contrary to common belief that when people are in treatment, they're sitting around just absorbing taxpayers' money, people are working very hard on recovery, and the day is a very long day of counseling, vocational activities. What changed was the fact that I began to work with the inside instead of the outside. Really looking at myself and my attitudes, you know? Getting confronted on a various basis. Actually, they get you to the point where you want to boil and your blood is like, you know, now are you going to react or are you going to think about it though? When they begin to build a life so that when they leave our environment, they can go into the community as tax-paying, law-abiding citizens.
It took me about 6 months to surrender to the fact that I had to let somebody else, you know what I'm saying, guide me until I could guide myself. I
got arrested. When I appeared from the judge, I was drooling. I was just so fucked up. It was bad. Judge Keefe, he had more faith in me than I had faith in myself at the time, which was a blessing.
There has to be a connection made. They have to realize they're part of this world. They have to realize they actually can interact with the world and make some difference in their own lives. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that.
Judge Keefe had tasks come up to the county jail and that was it. Okay, this is Task, the women's task. And these are the girls. Hi. It's basically about talking, you know, getting their feelings and sharing my feelings with them and interacting. We go to AA meetings, NA meetings, and just a lot of time. People need time to recover, you know, and it's a hard process. I just got custody back of my son about 3 years ago. And that's my buddy, that's my Bubba. He's my best friend. I love life now, I do.
We have conversations. I can actually talk to him now without him falling out, you know? I call him every day.
November 27th, actually today is actually 10 years that I'm clean.
January 6th of 2013, I will be clean 4 years.
On the question of whether the state, the government, should fund alternates to incarceration, absolutely. And if the question is, do they fund them enough? Absolutely not.
We are able to achieve public safety, cost savings, family reintegration, and all these benefits through a network of ATI programs that, quite frankly, does not enjoy a stabilized or sustained funding stream.
The economic environment has been a tough environment, but it is ATI programs that may offer the solution.
We are bankrupting ourselves with the costs of incarceration.
For a small investment, we can make changes, enormous changes in people's lives.
It's an awakening, you know? Which is the reason I actually went to school to be an addictions counselor. Because if it works for him, shit, like, you know, the impossible became possible.
There's a chain that somebody has to try to break. I'm hoping that my son's sons, you know, don't go through this process that we went through.
These are the streets of Albany where I got arrested on so many nights, and now I'm clean, I'm walking, I'm clean, so it's a beautiful thing. It's a good thing.